Well done. You're the first caller of the night on Gary Phillipson's Late Night Zoo.
Yes, you are. It entitles you to a selection of reasonable CDs, my friend. What is your name and where you're from?
Hello, Gary. It's Mark. I'm calling from Doncaster.
Mark in Doncaster.
Yeah.
Aye, we're pulling the string tight tonight, aren't we?
Well, I always get it loud and clear, actually.
Really? To Donny?
Yes, TFM, yeah.
Right, where did... So how far will Donny be from Teesside?
Well, it must be 100 miles.
You're joking?
I'd say easily 100, yeah.
Wow, I tell you, I feel proud to actually broadcast in the area we know as South Yorkshire.
Yeah, well, we've lost our
That's right, you have.
phone-in programmes this area, so, it's...
come to me.
Convenient that I can get you anyway now, really.
Trust with me, come with me.
I have, yeah.
See, the thing is, there aren't many people listen to my show, so I want to try to glean as many as I physically can.
Oh, I think all the North East must be listening from the calls I hear coming in.
I hope so. And I'm sick of phoning all my mates to come on. Anyway, your first call of the night, which entitles you to a selection of reasonable CDs. And by jingo, there are some wonderful CDs in the box upstairs. Do you like Maroon 5?
I'm a big music fan, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, OK, so...
What was that Bruce Springsteen fact you were talking about there?
Bruce Springsteen, in the Dancing in the Dark video, pulls up a audience member on the stage, and it's Courtney Cox. And Courtney Cox is Bruce Springsteen's cousin.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And I might phone my mate Ted, because my mate Ted is a Bruce Springsteen aficionado. Yep. Absolutely stonewall Bruce Springsteen aficionado. I don't see the love in the man. I like some of his tunes, but I can't. He's one of these artists that I think you want to like, but it's, you bang. Sort of.
I'm as I say, I'm a big music fan. I've got really wide taste.
Yeah.
You know, what you might call eclectic taste, really. But I couldn't be a completist with any particular artist.
No.
I just like music as music, not restricted to one artist. If you know what I mean.
Well, I'm Steely Dan through and through.
Same here. I like them as well.
Oh, see, there you go. See, I just love the way their approach to music. It's so analytical. It's nobody's business.
And it's got that jazzy, funky feel to it, hasn't it?
Well, it's a well-forged alloy of jazz and pop. And it's not really sort of jazzers trying to sort of, slum it a little bit.
It's informed by jazz, isn't it, really?
Exactly. Yeah. And they're wonderful writers.
Yeah, brilliant.
Wonderful writers. And some of the arrangements are just... And the musicians, like Bernard Purdie, Elliot Randall, Larry Carlton.
And it has that sort of slightly late-night, smoky, seedy feel to all the music, doesn't it? Yeah.
Indeed, it's wine bar for me.
Yeah.
You know, you can imagine sitting in some sort of like slightly 1980s wine bar and drinking some really dodgy drink that's blue out of a very narrow glass and thinking, wow, this is.
And they sort of adopt that persona, don't they, on the album covers?
Yeah. It's like the great solo album by Donald Fagen, which is Nightfly. The Nightfly is one of the great albums of all time. Only 34 minutes long.
Absolutely.
Took a year to make, but only 34 minutes long. And it is just one of... I would recommend anybody to go out and buy it, and if you don't like it, then I will refund you money.
I think most people would find something to like about it.
Of course.
I would say, yeah.
Of course. Anyway, Mark, thank you very much for phoning. You're the first caller of the evening. What can we do for you tonight?
I've been intrigued listening to your Use Your Cards Right competition, so I'd like to have a go at that if I could.
Oh, the Use Your Cards Right competition. It's first ever play on radio. Nobody's ever done it before.
Well, I'll be sort of taking part in the first then.
Right. Yes, nobody... Nobody's ever used the idea on television or radio of putting cards out and going, I don't know it. Honest.
Really?
Honest. And, see, we've got to call it Use Your Cards Right, because Brucey listens.
I understand.
And he would sue us, and we don't want to be sued. Because the thing is, technically in my pockets I have nothing other than my phone, and I don't want to give him the shirt off my back.
No,
right?
Well, that wouldn't be a good idea.
Not at all, because I've got a skinny little body, and nobody should see it. I went out for a run the other day, and because I run, and it was Saturday, and it was reasonably warm on Saturday, so I thought, well, I'll just go out with my running vest on and my shorts. And I came downstairs with my running gear on, and Judith says, while you're down here, will you unplug the sink and the shower? So I beg your pardon. She went, you look like Mr. Muscle. And that's not what you want your wife to tell you, is it, to be fair?
Not really.
You know, it's... I would like to say, wow, what a wonderful physique you've got, but not that I look like Mr. Muscle off the advert. So I took great umbrage at that and ran out the house and cried.
Well, I suppose it sort of spurred you on to do some more running, really.
Well, yeah, but what I've done, I've gone down in bulk, but I need to... I'm as fit as a fiddle,
Yeah.
but I need to get a bit of muscular on.
Yeah, just to get sort of that muscular element back into it.
That's
really.
right. I need to put a bit of muscular goings-ons going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do that because I don't like weights and stuff like that. Anyway, use your cards right, Mark. Dead simple. 7 cards laid out in front.
Okay.
I will flick through the remaining pack. You tell me when to stop, and that becomes your base card. All right. You can change that base card, but only once.
Okay.
You get nothing for a pair. Not in that game. So I changed a little word there.
Yep.
And aces are always high.
Right.
So, right, I'll flick the cards. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right. It's the 10 of hearts. Do you want to keep it?
I'll keep it.
Right, good. 10 of hearts. So, Mark from Doncaster. Doncaster loves Slough. Isn't that good? Let's play Use Your Cards Right. The music's very similar. Right then, higher or lower than the 10 of hearts?
Lower.
Lower than the 10 of hearts. It's the 4 of diamonds. Well done, my friend. So, higher or lower than the 4 of diamonds?
I'll go higher.
You're right. It's the 7 of clubs. A bit of a middle for ditto. Higher or lower than the 7 of clubs?
Yes, it gets a bit tricky here now.
Yes, 7 of clubs, higher or lower?
I'll go higher.
Oh, 6 of clubs, mate.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's not a bad attempt.
Yeah, well, it was a sort of 50-50 there, wasn't
It is 50-50. That's what it is. As I say, it's a new idea. I may be trying to sell it to one of these TV companies that want to give people kidneys.
Oh, right.
Have you heard about that?
I have. I'm slightly appalled by it, I must admit, really.
See, I don't know how to think about it because, when you first hear it, you just think, what's that all about? And then you look at it and you just think, well, yeah, it is going to draw attention to kidney donors, isn't it? And
well, they say that, but I mean, that's always the justification for putting on. I mean, if they eventually, which I think will eventually happen, the way things are going, they get to televise an execution. They'll come up with the excuse that they're doing it to draw attention to the scandal of executions, won't they? So it's sort of thin end of the wedge, really.
I see what he's saying there. I just find it quite bizarre.
Yeah,
I find telly bizarre. I
only put it on for the racing.
Yeah.
that's where it's got me these days.
Yeah, it was that TV program the other week, Britain's Greatest Living Britain, or what?
Oh yeah.
And there was a line in that which made me crease my trousers. Now, number 2 was Robbie Williams, I think. It was either 2 or 3 as the Greatest Living Britain.
Greatest Living Britain, yeah.
And number 1 was the Queen.
Yeah.
Right? And the woman that opened the envelope and said the Queen. And the line that did it for me, like all award ceremonies, unfortunately, the Queen can't be here to accept her award. And I looked at the ratings for it. Apparently, it got 3.5 million. Paul Merton's trip to China on BBC 4 got 5.5 million.
Yeah.
So,
I think really, what we're suffering here is the old dictum that I'm afraid to say that if someone actually did come up with a synopsis for a program of watching paint drying, people would watch in the millions anyway. I think it's got to that stage now.
And then there'd be massive complaints about it. They watched the paint dry way too long, and then you would have.
It was a wonderful experiment in social engineering, of course, wasn't it?
Of course it was, and it draws attention to people's painting walls. And then you would get like the little spin-off on E4 of Paint Watching's Little Paint Watcher.
Yes.
And you'd get all the wonderful spin-offs on that. Look, maybe, Mark, you want to write to Endemol. Instead of telling me, you want to, I'll ROT this for you, my friend, so that we know that was broadcast on 24 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock on the 29th of May, 2007. You came up with the idea of TV watching paint dry. But what colour paint? You choose in a phone vote.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, you get plenty of sponsors for that, couldn't you?
Indeed. Bird your paint.
Yeah.
We've just come up with the TV idea, Mark. See that? Just out of a few little grains of sand have come a massive sandcastle. And if you ever become famous and rich, remember me, will you?
I will certainly do that.
All right, mate. Well, look, thank you very much for your call. Is there anything else we can do for you?
I've enjoyed the chat and I've enjoyed the game, so I'm well satisfied, really.
Wonderful. Well, stay on the line. We'll get your address and we'll send you some CDs off in the post, all right?
That's very good of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and ring any time you want.
Absolutely.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
016